Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. My name is Ira. This is Julia. We're the Levins, and we're just so grateful. Hello, everybody out there. So grateful to welcome you to the city.
Treatment, which is our word for affirmative prayer. Oh, one body, one heart, one race. That is the beautiful truth of who we are. That is the beautiful truth that we live here at Center for Spiritual Living Morristown, and that we know in our deepest heart is the absolute truth for all of life. And how magnificent that we have this community where we join together to allow this truth to radiate out into our world in a bigger way. That we have the gifts of beautiful musicians and beautiful speakers and those who are here to share in this truth, to live this truth, because we are living as the one power and presence. That is what we recognize as God. That is what we call God. That is what we call love. That is what we call the unity that binds us in every moment as children in space. who are seeing each other as atoms face to face. What beautiful words, what a beautiful truth. And how glorious that we can allow this truth to be known through and as us. Because as we unify with truth, as we recognize it, and unify with it, we are recognized to be this truth in the world. We are able to move as this truth, to take actions from a place of love and a place of unity, and to celebrate unity in the diversity, the magnificent forms that God takes as each individualized expression. That is what we celebrate today. And so, as we begin this celebration of life, we do so with our hearts wide open, allowing Spirit to move through as the music and the message, and as the fellowship and the friendships, and as the joy and as the love. And I'm so grateful to be part of this center, to be part of this world, to be part of this race, to be part of each one of you, because we are all one in the mind of God. And so as I release this word to that mind, to that law of mind action, I know it returns full right here and right now. And for this and so much more, I say thank you, God, and so it is. Amen. Woo! Oh, oh my God, you can be in the front row all night there. Let's team up. You know, the last time I saw Ira and Julia, we were in Zoom rooms together during COVID. We did services for Unity of Montclair, and I was so happy when they were the musicians. So it's great to see you IRL, in real life. We're all here. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Morristown, a vibrant community where love, joy, and inclusivity are at the heart of everything that we do. It is here that we honor the unique journey of every soul, offering a place of healing, growth, and celebration. Together we create an atmosphere of oneness and love with each other, where every person is seen, valued, and accepted, just as you are. I'm Reverend Janice. I'm a minister here, and it is my honor to join with the Levins and each one of you today. And I thank all of you for joining us, whether you are here IRL, in real life, in person, whether you're watching the live stream now or checking us out at a later time. We're so happy that you are part of this journey of shared wisdom, light, and transformation. So the 2025 theme at Centers for Spiritual Living is rising, higher, growing deeper, right? And the theme for June is in living color. And the Levins chose as their topic today, which did you write that song just for this service, or had you had it already? You had it already. I loved it. One body, one heart, one race. So let me tell you a little bit more about the Levins. I have a little bio to read. So you've heard them, and now you can hear about them. So they are a New York-based duo, and they're also, a love duo together. And they celebrate our common humanity while reaching across cultural and religious borders. From harmony in voice to harmony for humanity, Ira and Julia have an interdenominational approach with a mystical appreciation of all faiths, which they carry into New Thought, interfaith, and alternative sacred settings. Their music and intentions have inspired invitations to perform in Amsterdam, London, and throughout the US, and at the Parliament of World Religions, and to co-produce an original full-scale musical theater Euro circus production in San Francisco based on their album, My Friend Hafiz. In addition to New Thought and non-denominational spiritual centers, they have been working with temples and congregations in Jewish communities for over 25 years in the San Francisco Bay Area, Maryland, Delaware, New York, and New Jersey. And the Levins currently serve as spiritual leaders and cantorial soloists for a Jewish congregation in the Catskills of New York and in northern New Jersey. So we are so grateful to have that combination and all of that beautiful wisdom that you're going to share with us today. So Centers for Spiritual Living chose In Living Color as the global theme for June to honor the celebration of Pride Month. Our different speakers this month, and as I mentioned last week, we have 5 weeks in June and 5 different speakers this month. And they're all going to bring their diverse styles and deliveries and perspectives, and they're all going to vary, which I think is really cool because the whole topic is diversity. But one common thread will be the idea of living your authenticity out loud and in color. Okay? So to that end, we will begin our celebration with our Namaste practice, as we usually do. So what I'm kind of doing this month, and we know that Namaste is a Sanskrit word that means the divinity within me recognizes and honors the divinity within you. So I'm choosing this month when I lead the Namaste to pick colors, because it's in living color of our chakras. So last week we focused on our heart and chakra color green. Who knows the chakra color for the throat? Blue, right, beautiful blue. Ira happens to be wearing blue. Yes, so we're going to focus on that because the throat is such an important chakra. It is where we speak from. It is where we speak our truth, whether it's our individualized expression of truth or the higher truth, right? So I invite you to put your hand on your throat and just say, ah. You feel that vibration of spirit. We all have that vibration of spirit, and then we get to express it as our individualized expression, right? So as we practice our Namaste today, we know that we are honoring our the highest idea of God and the highest idea of truth, and also our unique expression of truth. So as we do it today, just like kind of like notice that space in everyone's throat. Namaste to their throat chakra. Okay? So turn to someone near you and offer a namaste. Now recognize the truth that they speak. And the word of God that speaks it all. Thank you. We didn't talk about this. But would you mind, I'm going to do the meditation. Would you mind just, or one of you might be playing something behind it, like, I'm sorry. I know you guys are pros. Jump in anytime. So, so another thing that we're looking at this month is unity in diversity. So join me in a guided meditation where we will focus on that. So I invite you to find a comfortable position. And take a deep breath. And if you're comfortable, and you haven't yet done so, close your eyes so you turn your sight inward. And let's take another deep breath in where we exhale, let's say ah again. So breathing in and out. Ah. One more deep breath in and out. Ah. Now just find your own natural rhythm of breath. The divine inhale leading to the sacred exhale. Breathing in peace and releasing any tension, any thoughts, just to become as fully present in this moment as you can. And as you become fully present in this sacred moment, feel the rhythm of your breath anchoring you in stillness. It is here in this stillness that we remember the truth of who we are. There is one life, one infinite presence, one divine intelligence. This life is perfect. This life is whole. This life is love. And this life is expressing itself through each one of us, right here, right now. So let us breathe into this knowing that the same power that flung the stars into the sky is the same power that beats our heart and breathes our breath. Though we may appear different in body, in background, even in belief, we are unified in essence. Each one of us is a radiant, individualized expression of the one mind. Unique, beautiful, and necessary. Feel into this truth now, that our diversity is not a barrier, it is a blessing. It is the divine made visible in billions of vibrant forms. So let us open our hearts to the sacred beauty of every soul. Each culture, each voice, each perspective. Each one are all threads in the grand tapestry of spirit. So as we pause for a moment, imagine this room, this group, as a mosaic of divine light. Each person a different color, tone, and texture, but all woven from the same radiant spirit. There is no other. There is only us. No separation, only connection. No division, only diversity in harmony. So let us take this moment to bless the world. Silently send love to all beings, to those near and far, to those familiar and unfamiliar, to all the vibrant forms of spirit, knowing they too are the beloved in form. In this consciousness of oneness, we affirm a world that celebrates diversity, that embraces inclusivity, that uplifts every voice as a vital part of the whole. So let us rest here just for a few breaths, in the peace of unity, in the joy of connection, in the presence of spirit, which is all there is. Now taking a deep breath of love and unity and peace. Gently begin to return to this space. Feel your feet on the floor, wiggle your fingers and toes, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring with you the remembrance that we are one, that we are whole, that we are love in expression. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to this space. And it is my pleasure and honor to turn the celebration over to Julia and Ira.
Recognizing that I'm not sure my cell phone is off.
Well, that's a reminder for everyone to make sure their cell phone is off.
And I want to make sure that that is the case before we begin. So, I'll see if I can find my phone.
Well, if it rings, then we'll.
Yeah. There's one there.
my phone anywhere. We were on the road in South Dakota many years ago, and we walked into our friend's house, and she said, "I have one rule, no spreading." And we were like, "I don't know what that means." And she said, and we looked at her oddly, she's like, "I have 7 children, no spreading. Everything goes in your room, there's nothing in our living spaces. So your shoes, everything goes in your room." And I thought, wow, what a concept. As I find my cell phone here, and purse over there, and
We're spreaders.
we're spreaders.
Spreading.
It turns out
We don't have to fool you.
it turns out that we're spreaders.
Spread away.
So our friend called us last year, and he wanted to let us know that his daughter, who is very dear to us, we've known her whole life, she would like to now be called Daniel. She would like to have the pronouns they, them. And he shared with us that the family was in support in honoring him and during this transition, that it has been lots of talks, lots of conversations, lots of transitioning together as a family as the information reached farther. A year prior to that, Ira and I, just shortly after we had really claimed our presence in one of the temples in the Catskills, we were approached by a young person who came to us and said, my congregation knows me as Laura. My name is Luke. I would like to reintroduce myself to my congregation. I'm not sure they will recognize me now because I am transitioning." He looked very much more masculine. And a renaming ceremony is a very big deal in where we are, the birth names. For that person to come up with that idea, for Lucas to come up with that idea to say, "I would like to present myself, rename myself as part of my life transition, so that you continue to know me, so that the congregation continues to invite me in and accept me." And it was just a few conversations. It was loving conversations. It was questioning. It was understanding. For Lucas to have the understanding that it was not but a blip in time for him to be a part of the congregation still. Everybody was very supportive. And it was a new transition together as a community because that had been the first time. And actually we have multiple friends and children of friends who are moving into this, what we call fluidity of being. Shifting into this diverse array of being. Going beyond duality, male, female, masculine, feminine. And as we know, this is not entirely new to our generation. We grew up witnessing David Bowie explore that in public, quite in public for us all. We grew up, and I'm dating myself, watching Liberace and all of his flair on television, only to grow up years later to understand, oh, what a quiet life they were living behind the scenes. Elton John, the same way. We just thought, wow, what an amazing musician. This exploration of expression with a quiet life behind the scenes. And how many of our friends, how many of our members of our communities were doing that without us knowing? And now as an adult, and looking back and going through a possible high school reunion here coming up, who is who now? And who have they become? Who have they allowed themselves to be? And who have we allowed them to be? They gave us permission to look further than what our boundaries might be. Their exploration and that of many more that have come before them, they've paved the way for this current generation. And as every generation learns, the exploration of how we live is living. That is life. We are here to explore. We are here to learn, to understand, to grow and evolve. We've been fascinated by all of this as we continue to be, stopped in our tracks sometimes. We have friends that have transitioned, and I'll see them on stage now and I'll think, wow, what does that take inside for that person to step into that space, to finally say, sharing with you who I am, this is me, and I'm so excited to finally be standing there in front of you, standing here in front of you, sharing this part of me. How must they feel as they take charge of their own well-beings, their own evolution? And we keep wondering if this upcoming generation is put here to try to get us all to move beyond form. Move beyond what we think we know. Ira has shared with me many times, what if all of this exploration, this redefining, this claiming of their true selves, what if it's God's way? What if it's the universe's way to get us to consider an expansion of form that we haven't allowed ourselves to consider yet? The expansion of our beings, what if it's the universe saying there's more, be more, learn, understand more? That nudge to get us to think outside the box, beyond absolutes, not just male, female, feminine, masculine. I know in my heart it's confusing. I know it's uncomfortable in certain times to be in situations that are nudging you to do that. But it's nudging us beyond our own judgments, nudging us beyond our own set in stone boundaries that we grew up with and we were told what was the way to live, the way to be. And we have flowed, I guess. Is flowed the right verb there? We have gone with the flow. How's that? We have gone with the flow and allowed and accepted and tried to understand along the way. We see those people leading this path as bravely pioneering fluidity, a spiritual evolutionary process, or maybe even divine modeling to inspire us to let go, to stop clinging so tightly to possibly what could be seen as limited views. Can we embrace that freedom of moving forward and beyond of our own judgments and our own projections? And by me saying our, I mean my own judgments and my own projections. Maybe even inspiring us all to become more than we ever thought we were capable of truly being. Expanding our own personal boundaries, how we see ourselves and what we are capable of. This generation has been given permission to take this to a whole new understanding. And honestly, we are inspired by their courage. I think the pride flag itself has been a great metaphor for me, remembering that the pride flag used to be so simple. And when you saw it in someone's yard, you thought, wow, that's a beautiful expression of who they are. Or there's an ally of somebody in the community. It was a rainbow-colored symbol of expressive identity. And then over time, it added additional stripes and colors and shapes, new representation that required refined understanding from LGBTQ to LGBTQIA2S+, and that continues to go on. It has evolved, it has changed, it expanded. Now it takes knowing and understanding to appreciate what it truly means. And it's gone from whimsical rainbow to complex and meaningful representation that says, see us. I've come to personally understand that the new pride flag asked me to expand, to keep an open mind, to keep learning, keep appreciating, keep supporting more, see more. I have no idea what they're going through. I have no idea what it would feel like to be in their shoes. But every time I see that new flag and I feel a slight resistance, I remind myself, learn, understand more, allow myself to see them. By doing so, I hope I'm helping to create a more inclusive allyship, companionship, equality, humanity, not in just my community or neighborhood, but maybe in the world. It's either that or resist, right? Who likes change? Who wants change? We're not made for this daily change that seems to be coming at us at a rapid pace right now. This community. We're bringing this up today because I really feel like this community has pushed me out of a box that I was not aware I was in. It's just what I grew up with, where I found myself at this age. It's allowed me to explore beyond those boundaries. It takes even longer to get on board, to catch up, to learn and fully understand. And any great movement trying to change for good gets real resistance. The civil rights, the suffragettes, artists who have ushered in change got resistance. We can recall the story of Stravinsky's first presentation of The Rite of Spring. And it was wild. It was a story that said there was dissonance, rhythmic jolting. The audience felt it as an affront. This is a symphony. This is just a symphony. As the story goes, the symphony was met with anger, disappointment, and even violence. There was literally a riot because they were not happy with what they were hearing. It was change. It was change from the form, the pattern, the sounds, the expectations that the composers had set prior to Stravinsky sharing that. We do resist change. We're afraid of many deaths. I am teaching myself to refer to them a little bit as mini deaths, because that's what it feels like to me. When I sit with it and I feel that change, sometimes it feels like a true loss, because that comfort of what I knew is now something I need to learn more about. I mean, our cell phones, our computers, our cars. I can't get into my new to me car without having to learn a whole new set of I have no idea what I'm driving. I'm just glad it has a wheel and a pedal and a brake and I go. There's so many buttons and screens, and I am technologically savvy. I can figure this stuff out on a normal basis. But it is still change. I remember that first time that ATM card came into my hand, and I thought, oh, really? We're doing this? This is going to be easy and wonderful. And I thought, I'm going to lose track of everything. I keep track of everything over here. That's change. Those are those mini losses that we have as we grow up. And those are silly examples. But those are ones that I remember and feel every time I think about this. So we don't have to be afraid of these losses. It is just a matter of allowing ourselves to move forward, step forward. Familiarize ourselves, be comfortable with that which can easily disappear. And what is it is happening rapidly these days, and so it becomes a little more afraid to live, a little more afraid to go outside the box, go outside of our norm, our comfort zone.
It's so isolating to ride upon this cycle with the fear of being idle, with my anger on parade, and saying that I have no time. I limit my lucidity, become an addict to validity. I take myself out of my prime. I have time. I have time. about the satisfaction, saying that I've had enough. I'm holding on to scarcity, clinging to adversity, as if I've got it rough. I have enough. I am enough. If I step out of the story, then I get the chance to see there's a bigger picture here, something more than me. I am here and I am needed. I will stand up and be greeted by what comes my way. I will fill my day with love, 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 with love. I am here and I am needed. I will stand up and be greeted. I am here and I am needed. I will stand up and be greeted with love, 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 with love.
So every time I feel that inner resistance, I reach for love as my catalyst. Sometimes I need love desperately in that moment. It helps me to step out of that story that I've written, a story that keeps me so defined that I don't expand. My story was that I was a teacher and then a full-time musician, but as I moved with love for myself, for this life, for my partner and my partnership, for my world around me, I found myself stepping into roles I would never have sought or reached for. Roles that felt divinely, truly divinely guided. I did not want to say yes to many of these choices. But if I was sincerely choosing love as I moved forward, it was an easy flow. It was the right thing. And I find myself continuing to expand into these roles, not always comfortably, as I stand before you today, not always comfortably. But when I know that it's love that is guiding me, I can step forward a little bit easier each time. We're stepping out of our comfort zone, our boundaries, our self-set boundaries to become more. We did not seek out trying to be spiritual leaders of these communities up in the Catskills, but when we were asked, it was not an easy thing to say yes, but we chose to say yes because it felt like the right thing. 23 years of marriage, on the road together for right up through the pandemic, doing nothing but music full time, and then what? As we all learned, that world fell out from underneath us. And how do two musicians, my mother always told me, don't marry a musician. I have a little envy for all of my friends that are married to a lawyer or whoever, but allow that music world to be a little bit easier. But we did this together. We moved forward within faith and love to know that wherever we were being directed was the right place that we were supposed to be. And I asked, what would it feel like if you would step out of your own boundaries? I don't know what they are. I'm not assuming that you have them. I'm asking, like, what would it feel like if you took a moment to consider more often than we do? Do we know what they are? We sometimes refer to it as our calling cards, physical calling card, which, by the way, still just says musicians. Those are the literal ones. But what we're talking about really are the non-physical calling cards, the way we present ourselves to others. Do we continue to bring that past dark spot with us everywhere we go and present ourselves as that person still? Have we allowed ourselves to put that over here and move forward with a different path and a different thought of who we are and how we move forward? That's not an easy question at all. But do I define myself as something that might be holding me back? My friend Susan always reminds me, are you, and you're probably here today, Susan, hi. My friend Susan always reminds me, are you your limitations and they will be yours? That's a bit of a flip side of what I'm talking about, but it's the same thing. I can't speak. I don't get up in front of people and talk. It is not my forte. And if I would continue to say that again and again, I wouldn't find myself here with you today. So, are we willing to step out of our stories, ditch our calling cards, our limitations, step into that divine calling? Give ourselves more space to hear that voice, away from the restricted concepts that we have for ourselves. And how would our lives change if we lived our lives more boldly, if we felt pride? If we felt pride regarding our own uniqueness as we move forward. And taking this one step further, what would it take for us to see ourselves and one another truly as the universe sees us, as God sees us? I was taught long ago an interesting concept that God put us here on earth so that he can have, so that God could have an experience. That's old language coming through, that's fascinating. It's still in there. So that the universe could have an experience living multiple different lives. And we are all so unique. And it is not up to us to hold that back. It is our beauty here on this earth to express ourselves in our own form. Ernest Holmes wrote, "In the independence of our own mentality, believe and feel that you are wonderful. This is not conceit. It's not like pride as we think of in a negative way. It's that it's holding that space for yourself for evolution. It's the truth. So are we ready to stand with love and share our own way that we shine?" I'm going to invite Ira up.
So we're going to tag team here just a second. There's a beautiful story. I'm going to kind of paraphrase and tell you a little bit of it. It's a fantastic book, and it's for children, but really it's for us. It's called The Big Orange Splot by Daniel Pinkwater. And it's about Mr. Plumbean, who lives on a very neat street, and all the houses are exactly the same. And he likes it because it's a neat street, and everybody likes it. And one day, a seagull comes across the street carrying a can of bright orange paint. Nobody knows why. And over his house, he drops the can. Nobody knows why. And it falls, and it makes a big orange splot. And all the neighbors say, "Oh, that's just too bad. He's going to have to paint his house again. That's just terrible." And he looks at it, and he says, and they said, "Well, you'll have to paint your house." He says, "Yeah, I suppose I will." But he doesn't right away. He looks at it. And then finally they're like, "Okay, it's time. Paint your house." And he says, "Okay." So that night, he gets some blue paint, he paints the roof, he gets some white paint, he paints the walls. It's very cool at night. But he keeps the orange spot. And then he gets more paint. He gets yellow paint and orange paint and purple paint. And the next morning, they wake up and all their houses are the same. But Mr. Plumbean's house is like a rainbow. It's like an explosion. It's like a jungle, and there's like elephants, and there's lions, and there's stripes, and little teeny spots. And they're like, "He's popped his cork. He's flipped his wig. And they mutter to themselves and they go off. Well, he goes out and he builds a tower on the top of his house and he paints a clock on there. He's lost his marbles, and then he goes out and he gets like palm trees and baobabs and thorn bushes and frangipani, and they go out and there he is lying on a hammock between two palms, and there's an alligator on the wall. And they're like, Plumbean, come on! What have you done? This is a neat street. What are you doing? And he says, my house is me. I am it. And it's where I like to be. And it looks like all my dreams. Well, they asked the neighbor, they said, can you talk to this guy? Go talk to him. Get him. We like it better when we all look alike. And so the neighbor comes to talk to him. They stay up late at night drinking lemonade. And the next morning, the neighbors come out, and the neighbor has turned his house into a big ship. And they're like, what? He's got knots in his noodle, bats in the belfry. Like, what are you doing? He said, my house is me, and I'm it. And I like to be there, and it looks like all my dreams. I love ships. Well, one by one, everybody on the street comes to see Mr. Plumbean. They talk late into the night. They drink the lemonade. And then one by one, they transform their houses. And when a stranger comes to the street, they say, this is not a neat street. And the people say, our street is us. We are our street. Our street is where we love to be, and it looks like all our dreams. So we're just gonna, just for a second, just tap your heart for a second and just repeat after me. My house is me. I am it. My house is where I like to be. And it looks like all my dreams.
In striving to homogenize, we deny that evolution of this beautiful, multiple, expressive form. We risk losing our humanity. We miss the divine calling to become our beautiful, unique selves. And we're not meant to be homogenized, to look, act, feel the same. We are unique souls, a gift to this world. You are a holy soul. In Hebrew, it's called B'Tselem Elohim, created in the image of God. And we likely know Martha Graham's quote, there's a vitality, a life, a force, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And there's only one of you in all time. This expression is unique, and if you block it, it'll never exist through any other medium, any other person. The world will not have it. It is your business, your beauty, to determine how good it is, not how it compares to other expressions, but to keep yours clearly and directly open to the channel of the universe, to become all we can be. And the more we express our authentic individuality and support those that are living authentically, the more our world can begin to thrive, can continue to thrive. A lot of stuff I have said today may have been very uncomfortable. It may have been met with resistance. And I ask for forgiveness if I brought any discomfort, especially at Center for Spiritual Living. Here we are. We have a big world happening outside. We are all very, very different right now. Things are changing fast. The more we can move forward with love, the more that we can move forward and understand our part of, in the very least, sharing love and understanding, the more I believe We don't express ourselves to defy anything. Mr. Plumbeen was not defying his community. We don't express ourselves to defy. We express ourselves to give others permission to do this as well.
Everyone is holy. Everyone needs love. We all need some help to rise above. Everyone is holy. Everyone needs love. We all need some help to rise above. When we love one another, it's holy. When we give love to each other, it's holy. Checking in, reaching out past the sword and shield, turning round, find a place where our hearts can heal, and see that everyone is holy. Everyone needs love. We all need some help to rise above. When we love one another, it's holy. When we give love to each other, it's holy. When we love one another, it's holy. When we give love to each other, it's holy. When we love one another, it's holy. When we give love to each other, it's holy.
Our world will begin to thrive when each of us can live authentically without compromising our integrity. And by doing so, we can create that underground, subtle, compassionate support that truly allows us and those around us to thrive, to care for each other, and exist in peace. We can, and I am comfortable saying that we must, find ways to be that much needed compassion, support. We thank you so much for having us today and inviting us into this holy space.
I want to thank you so much for stepping out of your comfort zone. I hope you're okay with me saying it, but this is really the first time that Julia has presented in a spiritual center such as I feel so honored that you're here. Beautiful, and a combination of everything. I'm really so grateful that you're here. And I wish they lived closer. But will you come back anyway? It's a little bit of a ride, but we'll have you back. Thank you. So it's time now for us to share our abundance, which is a way that we share our gratitude and we share our appreciation for having this center that we get to come to hear beautiful speakers and musicians, to have beautiful sound journeys like Kat gave us last Sunday, which was brilliant, to have this impending move to our new space in a couple of weeks downstairs. So it is time to share that now. We are very grateful that many of you give online. There are many ways to do it. You can use Venmo and PayPal. Many of you are automatic givers, but we also have this, this old school way of passing the basket. So if you have a gift to give and you want to give it old school, then there's envelopes there and you can do it that way. We are, again, so grateful for all of your support and especially your financial support. And so let's just bless this offering. Please repeat after me as we bless this. Gifts today. Divine love consecrates my gift.
Divine love consecrates my gift.
It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless.
It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless.
It returns to me multiplied abundantly.
It returns to me multiplied abundantly.
As I share my good, I accept my greater good. And so it is.
So it is.
I want to share some announcements with you. As I said, in 2 weeks we will be downstairs in our new space on June 22nd. Yay! And we are going to celebrate that service, and then afterwards the Leadership Council is going to be providing lunch. So we invite you to stay and join us for that. And then please stay even more because we will be having our live music concert in the park, in the lawn behind our new space. So that's happening at 1 o'clock with Ed, who's a brilliant musician, and Mark is going to be joining him for some of that. So please bring a lawn chair or a blanket. Please invite your friends. We have flyers here. We're trying to post them around town and locally and wherever is local for you, so we can get people out to the concert, but we'd love to have them be part of our service and see our new space. And it's a grand reopening of who we are. So that is happening on the 22nd. I just want to express how good God is, because we thought this move was going to be, when you think about moving, it's like, but it has been so easy and things have been flowing so beautifully. We definitely have enough boxes. We don't need any more, so we thank you for boxes. And we had a few people, Jean, it was one of them, Carol and Helena, who came and in an hour pretty much packed up the office, including my desk, which was fine. I found my things. And packed up some of this room. So we actually may not even need, we have actual movers coming, and I appreciate all of you for signing up. We will reach out to you kind of individually with some things that we may need. But basically we're in really good shape, and I'm grateful, so grateful to the Leadership Council, to Bern and Fernando and Kathy and Christy. Especially Christy has been working so hard in our new social hour room, which I think we may be using next week. I don't want to take, we're pretty much going to be down using social hour next week downstairs, but we're still going to be here for service, okay? Reverend Nicolette from Brookside Community Church is going to be our speaker next week. Reverend Rich will be doing the music, and Lori will be back kind of leading the service. So please be here for our last service in this room, and then we'll be moving downstairs, okay? We thank Anna for providing fellowship today. It's still called fellowship, that's what we called it in our old space, but social hour. There's one spot open on July 13th if somebody wants to take that, but otherwise I'm very grateful for everybody who signs up for that. Okay, I will be available for Treatment Express after service. You can just come and find me quickly, because then we're doing a little bit, I have some things going on around 12:30. All right, everybody good? All right, please join me for our closing treatment, and then the Levins will sing us out. And thank you again so much for being here. It's really been a joy. So let's take a deep breath as we come together in this space with so much gratitude and appreciation for how beautifully God has spoken today through the music and the message, and each individual heart that is here expressing love. And I know that we go forward today as colorful splots. And we bring our color and our love and our uniqueness everywhere that we go, openly, living out loud and in color for it is how the universe expresses through each of us. The universe needs us to be who we are so we can have all of these glorious experiences. And that is how we go forth today. Just filled with so much joy and so much openness and willingness to be who we are. To go home and make our home into the dream that we hold in our heart and live that dream in every area of our life. So grateful for the inspiration we received from the Levins today that give us permission to remember that we are here to live out loud and in color, to live authentically as the divine and unique expression that God needs us to be. And so with so much gratitude to each other for showing up and agreeing to live in this way, we also bring love into every area of our life where we may have been resisting in any way, where we may still have any kind of old judgment. We become aware of it, we let it go, and we let love lead the way for unity and harmony in our lives and in the world. And as I release this word, I know it returns full, for the law of mind action takes the word and makes it so right here and right now. So for this and so much more, we say thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Yes.
So it is.